Welcome to the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. We've moved up this game about 45 minutes. There's some bad weather coming towards us, but we think we're going to have plenty of time to play our nightcap here on day 2 of the Little League Softball World Series. It's Mid-Atlantic and New England, meaning it's New York and Connecticut. A couple of neighboring teams will battle here in Greenville. We started the day with Puerto Rico making some history. The first time since 2013 they've won 2 games. Then the host North Carolina team with a run rule. We actually had back-to-back run rule victories. Texas, the defending champions, did the same thing to California. 11-0 win in 4 innings for Texas. And we're back for one more tonight. Courtney Lyle and Amanda Scarborough with you. And you take a look at this Connecticut team. They can score some runs, too. They put up 11 runs yesterday. And remember, they're making back-to-back appearances here at the Little League Softball World Series.
Yeah, they already have a game under their belt, so they're feeling comfortable coming into this game, or more comfortable, or as comfortable as you can be at the World Series with everything on the line and your season on the line. And a lot of history for Milford Little League. Their junior league just were runners-up in Kirkland, Washington at the Junior League World Series, and they were here last year. A couple of returners from last year's team.
Well, they will be facing a neighbor 43 miles away, as the crow flies, if you will, is New York, Massapequa Park, New York, Massapequa International Little League. Let's meet the ladies from New York.
My name is Kylie Langaro, and I play softball and all-star cheer.
My name is Emerson Moore, and my favorite baseball team is the New York Yankees.
My name is Ava Rios, and my favorite food is sushi. My name is Eden Tesserae, and I would like a pet tortoise.
My name is Mia Victor, and my favorite food are pickles.
My name is Olivia Feldman, and my favorite softball player is Jenny Finch.
My name is Alexis Fontana, and my favorite food is pasta.
My name is Abby Long, and I want to be a personal injury lawyer when I grow up.
My name is Cassie Van Schuyler. I want to be a criminal psychologist when I grow up.
My name is Sienna Eriker, and my favorite color is blue.
My name is Jocelyn Vandenberg. My favorite drink is Dr. Pepper.
My name is Emma Brown, and my favorite baseball team is the New York Mets.
That's the team representing the Mid-Atlantic region. It's New York, and they are going to face Grace Weber, who gets the start in the circle for the second straight day for this Connecticut team.
And Grace Weber is a great pitcher for Connecticut and big personality. Back-to-back games with her getting the start, and has had big improvement this year. Was really strong in the regional to get her team here, and only gave up a couple of hits. Very difficult to score against.
Alexis Fontana is the first batter that she faces, and already Grace Weber ahead, 0-2. We had 4 teams that are making their debut in the tournament today. New York, the final one. All the other teams that played today got to play yesterday, so the first taste for New York on this field. This is a Massapequa Park team that battled. I mean, they felt so comfortable in Bristol, Connecticut in the regional. They went 4-0. They outscored opponents 19-4. They actually had 3 shutouts. But it's going to be a strikeout to start the game for Grace Weber. Little League Softball using a continuous batting order, meaning everybody on your roster goes right on your lineup card. So 1 through whatever, in this case 1 through 12 for both of these teams. It's Alexis Fontana to start, then Olivia Feldman and Sienna Eriker. Little League has always had goodness, it's always hard for me to say this every year. They've always had mandatory play where everybody gets to play. This is just a new way of doing things, so it definitely limits the defensive substitutions that we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and everybody gets to step up to the plate and make an impact in this game, and just expect to hit, because when it was the substitution rule, then you weren't quite sure when you're going to fit in. Now you have a spot in the batting order. You know exactly when you're going to come up, when to go on deck, can prepare for your AB, even get maybe a couple of at-bats in a game, which is great.
Olivia Feldman at the plate right now. She went 2 for 8 in the regional, had a double and an RBI. 4 runs scored by Olivia. You know, they had to rush everybody over here to get this game started earlier, so shout out to the parents that made it in the stands. Pop up, and Kaylee Glenn grabs it. 2 down.
Yeah, and to the field crew for the quick turnaround. This game was supposed to start about 45 minutes. When it actually started, it's supposed to be a 7 p.m. start, but some big-time weather just west of us. It's moving in.
We're in Greenville, North Carolina, about 90 minutes from the Raleigh-Durham area in the east part of the state. Sienna Urker. Sienna steps in at 5'9", 12 years old. Her favorite baseball player is Babe Ruth.
You don't see that answer all too often.
I saw a lot of Jocelyn Allo. Well, for favorite athlete, baseball or softball player, Jocelyn Allo.
Montana Fouts was a very popular one.
Very popular. Hops right past the shortstop, and Sienna Urker has a base. First hit of the night for New York.
Yeah, you could tell that Sienna Urker was looking to hit. Found herself in a hitter's count, got a pitch right over the heart of the plate, and was so balanced within that swing. And they get deep, hit hard to the left side.
Well, Sienna's the player that led them at regionals. 6 hits, 6 for 10 in that regional. 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 5 RBI. Abby Long pops up. Audrey O'Connell is there, and they'll leave a runner stranded. Connecticut grabbing the bats when we come back. Milford, Connecticut, Milford Little League, they're representing New England, and it's time to meet the girls from CT.
My name is Maya Brown, and my favorite movie is Zootopia.
My name is Kaylee Glenn, and my favorite MLB team is the New York Yankees.
My name is Audrey O'Connell, and my favorite softball player is Josie Muffley.
My name is Emma Bonanno, and my favorite athlete is Paige Beckers.
My name is Sammy Marini, and my favorite animal is flamingos.
My name's Holly Kuhn, and my favorite food is Party Little Bites.
My name is Riley Fagan-Davis, and my favorite food is steak.
My name is Grace Weber. My favorite food is chicken tenders.
My name is Marina Cosmas, and my favorite athlete is Montana.
My name is Addie McKenna Hansen. My favorite team is the Boston Red Sox.
My name is Emily Sporingo, and my favorite athlete is Sis Bates.
My name is Danny Katansky, and my favorite softball team is the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Milford Little League is back for a second straight appearance. They returned 2 players from last year's team and 1 coach. And tonight in the circle, they'll be facing Alexis Fontana.
Alexis Fontana oftentimes shares innings with Olivia Feldman. Co-aces on this team, but Alexis Fontana, her nickname is Smiles because that's what she always does. No matter if she's happy, sad, hurt, mad, you always get smiles from her. Her favorite pitch is her screwball, which is a good pitch for her. Will move hard into righties and move away from the left-handed hitters she might face.
This New York team will use both of those pitchers. They rely on both. They feel like they have those 2 aces in their pocket. Should be useful to have multiple arms at this tournament. We've seen some players that can really step in and swing it. Sammy Marini is one of those. She'll lead off for Connecticut. 1 for 3 yesterday with 2 runs scored. It's interesting, both of these teams played their regionals in Bristol, Connecticut, but they didn't play each other. They were playing in different tournaments in the same location. So for Connecticut, they had to beat Maine. They did that 11-1 in 5 innings to advance to the World Series. Went 3-0. In fact, all 3 of those wins were via the run rule. That kind of continued yesterday. They were able to take down Italy 11-1.
They kind of knew that their offense was a big part of their game coming into the season, but and district and sectionals and state, their bats were pretty good, their coach said, but it just never really clicked. And the bats really started to click in regionals and clearly bringing them into the World Series.
Do you think these two are scouting each other?
Absolutely.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if the coaches for Little League ever stopped scouting, to be honest. So
I mean, Texas told us they played the late game last night, and then Edward Ramos told us they went back to the hotel and rewatched the game as a team. Always scouting. Here is the Connecticut batting order, 1 through 12 for Connecticut. Sammy Marini is walked, and that'll bring us to Marina Cosmas, followed by Riley Fagan Davis. Both of those two had nice outings yesterday. Marina Cosmas, there she is, 2 for 3 against Italy.
And we've already played so many games, but you just forget that we haven't seen New York yet. This is their first game. Connecticut got to get their feet wet yesterday, and they had that win over Italy, as you mentioned, Court.
And this is the 8th game of the tournament. Double elimination tournament. The championship is going to be Sunday at 3 Eastern on ABC for the very first time. We're so excited about that.
Yeah, it's a big deal for these athletes, but then for our sport to be on ABC. Even at the collegiate level, there are very few games that get to be on ABC. So can't wait for that on Sunday afternoon, the championship game on ABC. Big day.
1-1 to Cosmas. And Alexis Fontana works ahead 1-2. Strikeout for Alexis Fontana.
Yeah, screwball might be Fontana's favorite pitch, but she's going to paint the outside corner with this one. She'll also mix in a fastball and a changeup. This is a fastball on the outside corner. Gets Cosmas looking.
Riley Fagan Davis. She still has Sammy Marini over on first. Fagan Davis is one of those returning players for Connecticut that was here last year. Her mom, Donna, actually played for Connecticut and went to the Women's College World Series. I'm talking about UConn, not the Connecticut Little League team.
Yeah.
There goes Marini. Throw is in time. Sienna Urker behind the plate. Got it there. And they're going to review this.
You can see the arm of Urker back behind the plate, but to me, it's all about Olivia Feldman, the shortstop, coming over to cover second base. See that the throw took her toward the shortstop side of second base, but she still goes to get that tag down on Marini. Marini came up and just couldn't believe it. She thought that she got in there safely. We'll see here. Yeah, it looked to me like her foot got there, and Connecticut maybe going to challenge this play. They are going to challenge this play.
Yeah, they're reviewing this, so they'll take a look at it in Williamsport. That's where all the decisions will be made. None of our umpires here in Greenville, North Carolina will have to make that call. But each team has 2 unsuccessful challenges, so if you're right in your challenge, you get to keep it. Remember, the call on the field was that the tag was made and the runner was out. Yeah, I think from that angle, you see her foot hit the bag and should be overturned.
Yeah, great slide by Sammy Marini. Goes straight in, not trying to go around the base. Oftentimes, I think you'll see players try to steal and go around the base without having to. The quickest way to go is just straight into the base. But oftentimes when players try to slide around, that's actually when they're tagged out. It gives the fielder more time to tag you. Sometimes you still want to slide around, but sometimes it's just overdone and unneeded, or unnecessary, I should say.
And we have a decision. The call is overturned. Sammy Marini is going to be safe on the stolen base.
Sammy Marini just getting pretty emotional there at second base to her dugout. Bringing the fire in the box on the base pass with her speed, and now moves herself with that stolen base into scoring position.
So 1-1 to Riley Fagan-Davis from Alexis Fontana. Mia Victor to first. That moves Marini to third.
Good productive out, though, by Fagan-Davis. Ground ball to the right side, advances Marini an extra 60 feet, closer to scoring.
What have we learned, too, about teams that score first at this World Series? They're 7-0, and this is Game 8.
I feel like that's something that comes up every year.
Yeah.
And really at every level, too. You want to be that aggressor. You want to be that team that punches first and puts a run on the board and just instantly, early in the game, puts pressure on the other team.
Strike two. Emily Sparingo behind 0-2 to Alexis Fontana.
First inning that you pitch at the World Series and you're just thrown into the fire immediately. The traffic on the base paths and the go-ahead run at third base.
And not to mention, too, before that, you think you're going to have 45 more minutes before the game, and then they move the game time up.
Yep. Gets everybody a little bit out of routine or the expectations of what you thought were going to happen that day. And
just off the fingertips of third, that'll score a run. Emily Sparingo keeping her hot streak going from yesterday. Now 4 RBI in this tournament over 2 games for Emily.
And Sammy Marini is so fired up for this team. Sparingo able to hit it hard down the line, just out of the reach of Cassie Van Schuyler at third base. She was playing a little bit off the line, had to try to go to her backhand, but couldn't get there fast enough. Sammy Marini manufactured that run. She took the leadoff walk, stole second with her wheels, got herself to third base with that productive out, and then able to score with a Sparingo RBI.
What a table setter for Connecticut to have right at the top of your lineup. In comes the changeup from Alexis Fontana for the strike, facing Danny Katansky, who had to come in the circle in relief yesterday for Connecticut. She did a nice job.
Love to see all the different pitchers that we've seen in the circle for a lot of these different teams. And sometimes, a team will rely just on one pitcher, but I love when teams have had the chance and felt confident about it, gotten a lot of different looks in the circle.
I mean, that's kind of how we're seeing the landscape of college softball move, too, is the pitching staff as opposed to just one ace.
So true. It's happening at every level.
Katansky popping up. It's in foul territory, and Cassie Van Schuyler closes her mitt around it. But not before Connecticut puts a run on the board. Emily Sparingo with an RBI single. That's the difference right now. The Little League Softball World Series on ESPN is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Massapequa Park, New York, they are representing Mid-Atlantic. So fun to see them make it to the World Series. They're one of the new faces. It's really interesting to see we have 6 new faces and 6 returning Little League teams that are back here for the second straight year.
We were texting about this before the World Series started. It just feels like we've been doing this for several years. It seems like this is the most returners that have made back-to-back appearances, including the defending champs for Midway Little League, St. Philippines team, the Connecticut team that's out on the field right now, Pitt County, just from 8 miles away, Canada, and Puerto Rico, who is off to a 2-0 start.
Grace Weber struck out the first batter that she faced. And then her defense helped her the rest of the way. Kylie Longero is going to lead off. It's 5, 6, 7 right now for New York in their order.
I think it can be so difficult to have back-to-back appearances too, because sometimes you can feel the pressure and the expectations, and so just you feel like you have to, if we get back, and kind of looking at the game differently in that second year. So major props to all the teams that have been able to get here in back-to-back years. It's impressive.
Ball and 2 strikes to Longero. New York and Connecticut, neither one of these states have ever won a Little League Softball World Series title. No time like the present, right? Longero, it's a high flyer. Opportunity to make the play, and Kaylee Glenn does. Well, Massapequa, this is their first Little League Softball World Series appearance. They've won the last 2 state titles. It was interesting. They almost lost in the state tournament, giving up only 1 run in that championship game. And then it was the bottom of their order that really stepped up to win it. The players that weren't playing on defense, they were just in that batting order. Emma Brown was one of those. She fouls that ball off.
Yeah, Emma Brown actually led off the inning with a triple and then ended up scoring on a throwing error in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Coach Eaton said the parents, what he will always remember is how crazy the parents were going in the stands in that moment. And Emma Brown was one that led it off.
Pretty pitch from Grace Weber, the off speed. She's ahead 0-2.
And this New York team, too, has a pool party after every win, Coach Eaton told us.
I want to go to a pool party.
It's Ryan Moore, Emerson's dad, who is the pool party thrower, gets it going.
What a title. Pool party thrower. If we find him in the stands, team, we're going to need to font him as pool party thrower.
PPT.
Yeah. Meredith Frito is doing graphics for us. I know she's on it. Typing away furiously.
I remember playing, though. We would travel on the road, too. You had a hotel with a pool at it. You were in the pool after every game, no matter what.
It could not be the more opposite truth now. Hotel pool, not for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Now at our old age, and
that's true. The girls aren't in hotel. Our director, Mike Ireland, reminding us, the girls are staying in the dorms at ECU, just across the street. Oh, foul ball, but man, it sounded good coming off of Emma's bat.
Yeah, it sounded really good. Our audio sounds great here, too, at the World Series. That was just smacked off the bat, just roped foul. And Emma's mom, Joanne, is the scorekeeper for this team, too, has a big role. That scorekeeper, I'm sure, on most games probably has to make some tough calls with the parents. Hit, error, what's that going to go down as? That's a tough job for anybody.
Another thing that's not for me.
Yeah.
Drop third strike. And they'll make the throw over to first. A strikeout for Grace Weber, her second of the day.
Great location by Grace Weber to just pull the string with this changeup. She worked from ahead, and this location able to bounce it in. That is what that strikeout is all about. Able to get Emma Brown out in front of that changeup. Good pitch location.
Cassie Van Skyler now, the third baseman. Her favorite athlete, Saquon Barkley. Cassie is one of the girls, she only plays Little League. A lot of these girls play travel ball too, but she has been just above and beyond at third base, is how her coach described her.
He's worked really hard on it, specifically on her backhands. And won that job at third base, and has just gotten so many balls hit to her and has handled it so well this summer over at the hot corner.
Two from Grace Weber to Cassie Van Skyler. And the count will run full here. New York does not have a hit. They ended up changing Sienna Urker's hit to an E6. She's the only one to reach. Until now, Cassie Van Skyler is aboard.
Like the intensity in Cassie Van Skyler's face as she gets to first base. You can feel the intensity in this game between New York and Connecticut. Two teams just not too far away from each other, and both of these teams want it. We're seeing a lot of emotion early.
Eden Tesserere.
There you go. Hey!
Van Skyler's going to be safe at second. Marina Cosmas tried to throw to first. It was too late.
And look at the lead that Van Skyler gets to try to bait that throw to happen at first base. As soon as that throw happens to first base, she takes off for second. Van Skyler has great speed on the base pass. Marina Cosmas is like, yeah, that's my bad. Next time I'd like to see Cosmas maybe fake that throw to first when a runner gets a big lead like that. Be one step ahead of what that base runner is going to do, but maybe if she faked that throw, then she gets Van Skyler caught in a run down and gets her out.
That is a stolen base officially for Cassie. 2 balls and a strike now to Tesserere.
Eden actually scored the winning run in the state championship game. Big moment for her.
She told us, too, she is, quote, usually the loudest on my team.
Own it, girl.
And a free pass puts her to first. 2 on right now for New York as they are trying to come back. An early Connecticut lead in trouble. Tying run at second with Ava Rios at the plate. Her favorite baseball player, Derek Jeter. Her favorite athlete is Montana Fouts.
Such a common answer, and just a great person to look up to. Her dream job is to be a pilot in the Air Force, Ava Rios's.
Very cool.
Her grandpa was in the Air Force.
Ava's up there battling. It was a single by Cassie Van Skyler. Then she stole second, and then Eden Tesserere was walked. That put the 2 runners on right now.
You know what will win you some ball games and some championships? 2 out scoring. What do you do when you have chances with runners in scoring position? Because when it gets to this level at the World Series, fighting for a championship, you don't get too many opportunities with the runner in scoring position.
Grace Weber got her to chase. Strikeout number 3 for Grace.
After 2 reaching in a row with 2 outs, it is Grace Weber who bears down. Runner in scoring position, Grace Weber gets the K.
Well, some storylines from the 12 teams that are playing here at the Little League Softball World Series. How about Texas? They come in with a target on their backs as the defending champs, and they've outscored their first 2 opponents 17-1.
Yeah, they're looking good, but you know what? So is Puerto Rico, and so is North Carolina. I love the way that Remy Haggerty has been throwing already in the World Series, and their offense, it to me has probably looked the best out of any offense here with the way that they're swinging the bat, their approach, their confidence. North Carolina is looking like the real deal.
Now, Puerto Rico, they got that title in 2001. They're the only international team to have won a Little League Softball World title. Kaylee Glenn, Holly Kuhn, and Addie McKenna Hansen up 6-7-8 right now for Connecticut. It was an RBI single by Emily Sparingo. That's the difference right now. But Kaylee's favorite sport to watch is softball. That's fitting. It's ours, too.
You know that if you go to any type of meal with me and it's a softball season, you also have to bring my +1 with us. Do you know what my +1 is?
The iPad.
The iPad.
The ESPN app.
The ESPN app and watching softball. I mean, it just...
It feels right. Kaylee Glenn, what a great spot! In shallow left. Just fair. She was 2 for 3 yesterday and starts off today with a hit.
Yeah, and Kaylee Glenn able to just kind of get around this pitch, pulls this outside pitch, but swings hard, stays committed with that pitch, and gonna find a hole on the left side, a big hole on the left side because the left fielder, Langaro, playing more toward left center.
Brings up Holly Kuhn, who knows what it's like to have a big hit. One of her best moments was a hit to win the state championship this year. This one just leaves the infield, but Olivia Feldman backs up to grab it in the sun, too. Find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use hashtag LLWS. Addie McKenna Hansen. There goes Kaylee. Safe.
Pretty close call there for Kaylee Glenn, because you'll notice when she's sliding, her foot kind of gets stuck in the ground, and she almost didn't get to second base. So ends up getting her foot in there just before the tag. But whew, that was a close call for Kaylee Glenn.
Two balls and a strike from Alexis Fontana to Addie. Sienna Urker looking, trying so hard.
That's a tough one. I feel like MLB players and professional softball players and the collegiate softball catchers just make that play look so easy. But that's not an easy play at all for a catcher to try to get under, because the ball moves back toward the field and never an easy play.
this one, no chance of a play. It hits the roof covering the stands. Full count here. Up the middle. Running on it is Olivia Feldman, but no chance to make a play. It's runners on the corners right now for Connecticut.
Putting the ball in play. And Addie McKenna-Hansen was out in front of this pitch a little bit. It was an outside pitch. It's off the end of her bat, and all Olivia Feldman could do, because it looked like she slipped a little bit, was just hang on to it.
Blue 21.
Bang around a second. Let's go. Okay. Okay. What?
Am I catching it?
No.
Okay.
All right. Let's go.
She's good timing too.
Yeah. Throw out. Throw out. Peek 1, 3.
Peek 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Peek.
Yeah, it's always a conversation with runners at first and third. To me, that's always one of the hardest plays on defense, and you spend so much time practicing this and trying to get the play right because it needs communication and involves movement on the defense. The catcher has to take charge and decide what they're going to do. So it sounds like they're going to fake the throw to second.
Emma Bonanno immediately. Addie McKenna-Hansen is going, and she's in trouble.
This is why you practice this play so much. There's so many different things that can happen depending on what the runner at third base decides to do. And there, I was surprised to see Sienna Urker actually let that throw go to second base, because it sounded like she was just going to fake it, but she did the fake and then thought, no, I think I can get this person out at second and let it go.
So both runners are safe and both now in scoring position as McKenna-Hansen moves to second for Emma Bonanno at the plate. Role model is her sister, Maddie, and if that sounds familiar, Maddie Bonanno, it's because we saw her pitching here for this Connecticut team last year at the World Series. And Maddie was just on that Connecticut team that finished runner-up at the Junior League World Series a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it looked like she had touched her helmet, and there was a play going on there, but this is both of them. This is a Little League tweet. Maddie Bonanno at the Junior League Softball World Series, and Emma Bonanno and Little League tweeted or put on Instagram, my mom said it's okay to play in a World Series if it's okay with your mom.
And update, their dad said it was okay too.
Yeah. It's actually, I think, on Twitter, Instagram, both probably,
both.
but a really cute social media post by Little League.
Strikeout for Alexis Fontana, her second.
Fontana paints that outside corner. It's almost like Emma Bonanno saw that ball just move past her and was already headed toward the dugout, knowing it would be a strike.
So now it's down to Grace Weber with two in scoring position. Connecticut trying to add to their lead. Grace 0 for 2 yesterday against Italy. She did have a run score. And quickly, Alexis is ahead, 0-2.
Man, she's been painting that outside corner to these right-handed hitters. Both of her strikeouts have been with her fastball outside, and both of her strikeouts have been looking.
You see her pitch distribution there.
It's a good spot right there in an 0-2 count. A little bit off the plate. Good take by Grace Weber.
Goes outside again and gets the swing and a miss. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Alexis Fontana.
I think a little pitcher's duel is starting to form. Both pitchers stepping up in this game with their backs against the wall. Alexis Fontana with back-to-back strikeouts with runners in scoring position.
Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Connecticut up on New York 1-0, and there's a theme with this Connecticut team. The theme of the season is Titanic, and it all started with Grace Weber, who's in the circle. She was begging the coaches to let her watch the movie Titanic, and now her lucky bat was named Rose after the movie. It's all tucked in, nice and tight, ready to go. There's the blue necklace, the blue heart necklace from the movie. It has become a theme for the whole team. I'm not sure what that theme is. What does it actually mean?
Your heart will go on.
Near, far, wherever you are.
Wherever you are, your heart will go on.
You can touch Rose the bat once for luck during the game. And then, of course, the Heart of the Ocean necklace is always hanging on the cage. They did bring the movies to regionals to watch for the first time. It was the first thing they did, and we were told that the Titanic movie has made it to Greenville.
I mean, you got to buckle up for about 4 hours if you're going to watch Titanic. You got to block out like your entire afternoon.
That was a 2 VHS set for me.
Yeah. The funny part about Rose, though, Court, is that the bat ended up in one of their players' bags during the postseason, and nobody claimed it. It's like Coach Glenn went to grab it. He's like, whose bat is this? And nobody claimed it. And so they just made it the mascot and named it Rose. And Grace Weber has a fascination with Titanic.
Hard hit ball to Kaylee Glenn, and the throw is off. It's going to allow Mia Victor to reach.
It's a great stop by Kaylee Glenn because that ball was hit hard right at her, a one hopper. She stays down on it, but kind of guides the throw and just sails away from Emma Bonanno, so that will go down as an error for Kaylee Glenn.
That's 2 errors today for New York. So Mia Victor is on. Jocelyn Vandenberg up now. Tries to bunt. It goes straight in the air, but hops out of Maria Cosmos' glove. It was just behind her head.
Tell she's shook up. I'm not sure if it's just having a hard time back there, or she's the catcher, so it's very possible that a pitched ball could have hit her, and Coach Glenn is going to come out and check on her.
The catchers get so beat up. They'll bring a trainer out just in case too. So they're attending to Maria Cosmos right now, the catcher for Connecticut. Got the training staff out there. Not sure if she was hit by a softball behind the plate when she was catching, or...
Remember, it is so hot.
Yes.
And you could... We're going to see her come back into this game. Thought she might want a little drink of water, brought out a towel, just kind of regrouping. Such a hot day, and before weather moves in, it gets even more hot and even more humid and a little bit more still, and so just to kind of set the tone for what we're feeling out here, it's tough conditions.
So 1-2 strikes from Grace Weber to Jocelyn Vandenberg. It's Marina Cosmos being a trooper, toughing it out behind the plate. Strikeout number 4 for Grace Weber.
Grace Weber has Marina Cosmos's back on this pitch. Moves the ball more up in the zone, little curve to it. It's her 4th strikeout of the day.
Emerson Moore now. There goes Mia Victor. No, it was a foul ball, so she's going to have to come back.
And you have to remember, too, these athletes are going through so much while they're here. They have had a really long summer of playing softball. They had to travel to get here. Then they went through all the media stuff. They're playing in this hot weather, a lot of pressure, expectations.
Yeah, the feels like temperature today was 106 here in Greenville, North Carolina.
It's a good scoop right there by Cosmos. She was setting up on the outside corner, and that pitch just went back inside, and she picked that like it was nothing. She made that look so easy.
Emerson Moore, it hops to Kaylee Glenn, and the throw off target to second, out to right field. Mia Victor getting the go-ahead to come around and tie this game.
Kaylee Glenn struggling with a couple of her throws in this inning. It's just sailing more toward her arm side, both to first and now to second. And the unfortunate part is not the throw. You're going to make that type of error, but it's just the no backup in right field from Sammy Marini. It is her job to get behind that throw and be the last stop in case that throw happens.
You need to stop talking. Stop talking.
I like this call, this timeout here by Brian Glenn to gather his groups, and we're also taking a look at one of the Connecticut girls in the outfield right now, in right field.
Just feel for these players, Court, because I know what it's like to make a mistake out there, and you really just can feel all by yourself, and like you let your team down, your parents down, your coaches down, and it feels so isolating at times, and your emotions can just really start to overtake you. And I think that we're seeing that a little bit with this Connecticut team.
So they're going to make a substitution. Emily Sparingo goes to third base for Connecticut for Kaylee Glenn. And you know, that's Brian Glenn, the Connecticut manager. He talked to us about what he wanted the team to take away from this experience. And part of that was, you know, learning to deal with stress. How do you deal with pressure in the moments? And understanding that, you know, with the right mindset, you can fight through anything. And whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. And he's seen this team put in the work. They have done that. So that was one of the lessons he wanted his team to take away.
Yeah, he was really thoughtful with his response about that, learning to help them deal with stress and understanding that with how hard you work, you can fight through anything. But it's a little bit of stress, I think, with these Connecticut players, unfortunately, right now.
So it's a runner on third, the top of the order for New York here, Alexis Fontana. And Alexis laying down the bunt, trying to squeeze the run home.
Yeah!
Runner is safe. There goes Alexis to second. And the ball out to right field again. New York has taken the lead.
Great execution by Alexis Fontana to put that bunt down and put pressure on this Connecticut defense. It was laid down perfectly out in front of home plate, and Cosmos does the fake throw that we talked about and had the runner at third base out. If they were able just to make a play, would have had an out here too. Multiple chances for this Connecticut team in this inning to get outs, and just cannot play catch out here on the field right now.
Now Olivia Feldman hitting in the number 2 spot. Great contact, finding grass. New York adding to its new lead. It's 3-1 now. Olivia Feldman still going all the way to third. A triple for Olivia.
The manager, Rich Eaton, said about Olivia Feldman, she doesn't get nervous. All she does is win. League age 11 player, he says, plays like a 14-year-old, and that was like a 14-year-old swing. The best hit ball that we have seen in this game, and it goes all the way to the fence. A triple for Olivia Feldman, and New York has now scored 3 runs in this inning.
A great response from New York, a team that went down 1-0 in the first inning and now taking advantage of the Connecticut errors that have happened in this inning. And some timely hitting. That was a nice swing by Olivia Feldman.
And now Sienna Urker, who hit the ball really hard at third base in her first ABs up to bat, looks so poised in the box, so balanced.
Stopped by Holly Kuhn at short. And there's out number 2, but another run on the board. Olivia Feldman is home.
Connecticut just continues to put the ball in play. This is actually a nice play by Holly Kuhn. Goes to her backhand, makes a long throw, but the fact that Urker put the ball in play, good base running by Feldman on contact, ball on the ground. She was running home. New York now with 4 runs.
2 down for Abby Long. It's going towards Grace Weber, and that's out number 3. Scoreboard flipping here in Greenville, New York. Taking the lead, jumping ahead, 4-1. Well, these girls spend the entire summer together playing softball, so we asked them, how well do you know your teammate?
What is her favorite movie?
Little something.
Little Giant.
Dang it!
Would she rather be hot or cold?
Ready? Go.
What should her walk-up song be?
Wait, I have that, wait! But I think it should be Milkshake.
If she was given a dog, what would she name it?
I have Daisy! I have Lily!
How much fun was that? Some of the games we had these teams play when they went through our media car wash, if you will. Amanda, I think you and I need to play this game.
Yeah. I mean, guessing what somebody else would name a dog is, I feel like, extremely difficult.
Well, I know the names of your dogs. What's my favorite movie?
Titanic? Star Wars.
Yes. Nailed it. All right, so a pitching change in the circle, and not surprised to see it. Alexis Fontana is relieved for Olivia Feldman. This is something that New York has used much to their advantage, having those 2 aces.
And Coach Eaton likes to mix it up. One time through the order, he likes to bring the other pitcher in and not let these hitters get too comfortable. And we're at 11, 12, and 1 due up for Connecticut. So felt like this is a good time to make the move.
And Olivia Feldman is going to come in, getting a strikeout as she sits down Audrey O'Connell.
Feldman bringing the heat, throws with good velocity. It's also the one.
It's in foul territory. Catch made by Abby Long. Almost had to dive into our camera well over there.
Yeah, it's a great catch. I mean, floats over toward that camera well, just having a good understanding about where it's at. Then after she catches it, kind of falls into it and right into our camera.
We still got the shot.
She still came away with the outs.
We'll take you to the action here at the Little League Softball World
right
Series.
to it.
Top of the order with Sammy Marini. Don't forget, this is a Connecticut team. They put up 11 runs last night. I mean, they're only down 3 here. Plenty of time in this game, and they've got the bats to do it right in the part of the order they want to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be important for them just to continue to swing at strikes. Start to feel the pressure and feel like you have to put more on each swing and each at bat, and then sometimes you'll get out of your strike zone and chase a pitch like that. And I love that Olivia Feldman went right back to that rise ball. She saw Marini chase it, and then that 0-2 pitch puts it even a little bit higher. Such a good spot, an 0-2 pitch.
Nice piece of hitting. Will it drop? No! Jocelyn Vandenberg, web jam! A 9-pitch inning is highlighted by that catch from Jocelyn.
And this will go down as one of her favorite memories ever, a diving catch at the Little League Softball World Series, Vandenberg.
Little League, big dreams. It's always fun to look back to see, who was playing Little League that we would know? Maybe Jessie Warren? I heard she eventually had a really big catch. Did some big things for Florida State.
Yeah, at the Women's College World Series, she was an absolute star and is now playing professionally for Athletes Unlimited. Jessie Warren actually played Little League Baseball and is one of the best defenders in the game, plays third base, and can hit the ball a mile, too.
Well, history is going to be made this year. The countdown to Wednesday is on. Professional softball coming here to Greenville. It's the first ever Athletes Unlimited Pro Games at the Little League Softball World Series on Wednesday. You can learn more at littleleague.org/athletes unlimited. Amanda, I know you're going to be calling those Athlete Unlimited games. What do you think about AU and what it's brought to the professional softball scene here in the States?
They're really fun games, and the athletes are world class. They're some of the best athletes that you'll see, former national champions, former national player of the year. And actually, Megan Framo, who just finished her career at UCLA, is a rookie in the league, currently sits in first place on the leaderboard. This is a picture with her and Kat Osterman. Megan Framo was about 9 years old, and why this is fitting is because Kat Osterman also played in Athletes Unlimited. She was the first champion. These are the only 2 pitchers to ever throw a no-hitter in Athletes Unlimited history. Megan Framo just coming off of a no-hitter this past weekend. Both of these, this is their pictures. I love both of these pictures, right? Because that was then many years ago whenever Megan Framo was about 9, and this is her now, both reacting after getting that no-hitter.
How it started, how it's going, and the AU athletes have arrived at the hotel. They are here, ready to go. Such a cool welcome. And I know so many of these Little Leaguers, like I have chill bumps watching this. So many of these Little Leaguers were so excited to meet their favorite players.
Oh my gosh. And for them to be here for a few days, they'll watch the Little Leaguers play in their games tomorrow on Tuesday, and then Athletes Unlimited teams will play a doubleheader on Wednesday. Both of those games will be on ESPN2, and the Little Leaguers will get to watch their games. So really a full circle moment and really special. We've never done anything like this before, and it's going to be so cool for both the pros and the Little Leaguers.
It's going to be cool for us, too, because tomorrow we're going to have some of the AU athletes in the booth with us. For every game, we'll have a different visitor, so you'll want to stick around. I don't even know who's coming, who will be in the booth. Do you know?
No.
Okay. Well, Doms, don't tell us, our producer.
It's like a mystery.
I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah. There's 60 athletes who are here, Court, so
well,
we'd have about a 1 in 60 chance of getting it right. And other athletes, the leaderboard, this is important because these are the 4 captains of the teams. Megan Framo, Mia Davidson, Sierra Romero, and Odyssey Alexander are the 4 captains of the 4 teams this week.
And if you haven't watched AU before, as Kylie Longaro hits that one to second. Why is it important to be a captain? If you're new to AU.
Yeah, so the captains change every week, and it's based off the 4 leaders on the leaderboard who sits in first, second, third, and fourth places. And you get to draft a new team. So they don't use the same teams every single weekend. They draft new teams, and if you are a team captain, you get to be the drafter and be the leader of the team.
Very cool. Emma Brown up now here in the top of the 4th inning. New York, their big inning was in the last one. They were able to bring home all 4 runs in the top of the 3rd inning to take the lead after Connecticut led this game early. This tournament is double elimination, so nobody going home today. But tomorrow we start our elimination games. Emma Brown flies it out to Riley Fagan. Davis, 2 down.
I'm going to give a lot of credit to Grace Weber in the circle for Connecticut. Especially after last inning, there were 4 runs scored, several errors that the Connecticut defense had committed around Grace Weber, and she just has looked this exact same. She has stayed so calm, cool, and stayed in her zone despite what's been going on around her, and that's not easy to do at all as a pitcher.
Cassie Van Skyler fouls that one off, and this is a new role, being that #1 pitcher for Grace Weber. She wasn't the starter last season. She went in the offseason, put in the work, gained some extra velocity, got a little more movement on her pitches, and it was undeniable coming back this season that she was going to be that ace. And well, that's great. Every player wants more playing time. It also comes with the pressure.
Pressure really is a privilege. They said that quote, and remember the Titans, but you see it all the time. Like that, you earn that pressure, and it is a privilege. You put in the hard work, and you earn more opportunities to play.
Grace Weber went undefeated in the regional. She pitched 12 innings, only gave up 1 earned run, struck out 5.
Coach says she doesn't get rattled too easily. She hugs every single person in the morning and then at night. Loves this family atmosphere. And there's a nasty changeup too right there.
And she's got 9 strikeouts now in 6 innings pitched at the World Series.
This is a perfect changeup. Grace Weber, after giving up those 4 runs in the previous inning, goes 3 up, 3 down.
The Little League Softball World Series on ESPN is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Well, Oz, our camera guy, didn't know he was going to be put in the continuous batting order in this game. Just hopped right in the game.
Yeah, he's in. Is that a different form of like a rover right there in that camera position?
I don't even know what you're asking me.
The rover is like the 4th outfielder, like in slow pitch.
I thought you were making some camera joke.
No, but wait, isn't a camera called like? Isn't there a rover camera?
I don't know. This is above me.
Oh my God.
Our director and our technical crew is just rolling their eyes right now. I can feel it.
Oh man. Okay.
Marina Cosmas is going to lead off this inning for Connecticut. Wow, New York, last inning they were on defense. A 9-pitch inning from Olivia Feldman in her defense, highlighted by a great catch from Jocelyn Vandenberg in center. And Cosmas is going to start off with a walk.
That's what it takes right there to start a little rally, getting your leadoff on. Olivia Feldman had that great 3 up, 3 down inning in her first inning. And walks the leadoff hitter.
I think we're seeing this Connecticut team turn a corner here. I mean, it was a really tough 3rd inning for them. They gave up 4 runs. They had some errors creep in, but we're seeing a little bit more energy. Some good pitching by Grace Weber. in the top of the inning. Now here in the bottom of the inning, they start off with a walk. Can Riley Fagan-Davis keep it going?
Because even though this Little League was represented here last year, only 2 of the players are returning, and Riley Fagan-Davis being one of them, and Emily Sparingo on deck.
I haven't seen you throw 5 balls in a row with the entire tournament. All good?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We get them. You good? Everybody's good?
There's a lot of bugs.
Yeah, the bugs are bothering me too. Yeah. All right, hey, let's give the peak one. Peak 1, 3.
Peak 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, peak 1.
Can we get some bug spray?
Yeah, no, that we have bugs up here too. I think with the weather coming in, I just think a lot of things are happening right now. With the heat, the humidity, the bugs.
You all right?
I'll be all right.
Sounded tough coming off the bat of Riley Fagan-Davis.
It's a veteran approach right there by Riley Fagan-Davis. Understanding that Olivia Feldman had thrown so many balls in a row, and usually after a coach comes out and talks to the pitcher wants to throw a strike. Usually you're going to get a strike on that next pitch, and Fagan-Davis knew that, is aggressive, and rips a hit.
And now Emily Sparingo. So it's been a walk and a single to start this inning for Connecticut as they try to rally. They led early after the first inning, 1-0. Emily Sparingo bouncing it to the fence. 1 run across. Connecticut chipping away.
Look at the veterans stepping up. Fagan-Davis and then Emily Sparingo gets a pitch out over the middle of the plate. Decides to swing, and she just crushes this ball. The right fielder, Kylie Longaro, was playing pretty shallow, and she hits it far behind her to answer back. Look at Connecticut stringing together at bats in this inning right now.
And that run coming home because, remember, Marina Cosmas, who just scored, was put on to start the inning with a walk. And now Danny Katansky, 2 in scoring position.
And I know you're going to laugh at me because I'm going to bring this back to the pitcher, but I give Grace Weber an assist with this offensive inning because in the top of the 4th, 3 up, 3 down, into the top of the 4th inning with a strikeout, and then bringing that energy from the circle and on defense into their bats right here. So that could have been a turning point for this Connecticut team. Tough top of the 3rd inning whenever they gave up 4 runs, and then she responds.
Big strikeout for Olivia Feldman, her second. Kaylee Glenn. Single and solo base for Kaylee in the second.
And you can see her trying to take those deep breaths as she gets into the box, trying to collect herself. You can tell her heart is just beating so fast, trying to slow things down, stick to her routine, looking at her bat, take that breath. Swing right there. Kaylee Glenn and Emma Bonanno have been best friends since kindergarten and have watched teams play ahead of them since they were 7, 8 years old, going to the games. They were at the World Series in the stands last year. looking down from the stands to this field.
Back up, and it gets away from the shortstop. Run across for Connecticut off the bat of Kaylee Glenn.
Courtney, adjustments within that at-bat. Kaylee Glenn was going back to her routine, taking her breaths. First, she swung and missed. A curveball in the outside corner. Then the next strike, she fouls it off. Then this one, she gets the same pitch on the outside corner and barrels it up the middle of the field. That will go down as an error, but to me, that is such a hard error because that was a hard hit ball. Kaylee Glenn, to me, deserves a hit on that.
Holly Kuhn to second. 2 outs, and guess what? Just like that, Connecticut, another run across.
Coming back in this inning, the first 3 hitters of this inning reach, and the first 3 hitters coming around to score to tie up this game.
Addie McKenna-Hansen.
Love to see it too, Court, is that in this inning, a couple of the players that had a tough inning back in that top of the third when New York scored those 4 runs are playing a big part offensively right now.
Offense is contagious. Connecticut grabbing the lead back. Addie McKenna-Hansen with an RBI single to put Connecticut back on top.
Just a different energy for Connecticut in this inning. It's almost like they came together as a team before they took their first AB here in the bottom of the 4th and said, this is it. This is when we're doing it. And everybody has fed off that energy within this inning.
What a turnaround. 4 runs on 3 hits, a walk, and 1 error. That goes up into Cassie Van Schuyler's glove. Back and forth we go. You gotta love it. The Little League Softball World Series continuing. Connecticut back on top, 5-4. Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Drama alert. Connecticut was down 4-1, and then they flipped a switch. Mentally and with their bat. They put up 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning, and they are back on top by 1. And I think you're right. I think it started with Grace Weber in the top of the 4th inning with that strikeout, that really efficient inning with her defense to get the bats back up.
Yeah, she's been the difference maker for me in this game, and that was the turning point in this game for Connecticut. She has looked exactly the same in the circle. Not always easy to do. There's errors going on around her. She could have been getting frustrated saying, come on guys, I'm making the pitches. You guys need to make the play. But she stayed in her groove. She's been controlling what she can control, and that is just her next pitch.
Eden Tesserere. She will walk to start the inning. Tying run is aboard.
And right there, actually, Grace Weber was communicating with Marina Cosmas, saying timeout, wants to talk to her catcher and maybe wants a glass of water. Looking to the dugout right now. Yep, asking for a glass of water. Again, it's such a hot day, so humid. I mean, looking at the flagpoles in center field, the flags aren't moving at all. It has been so hot today, but Grace Weber has been sharp. She's had 5 strikeouts in this game and kept her team in it. I like the way that she's been using her curveball. and her changeup too, mixing it in there, and then going up in the zone when she's needed to. And then another curveball, and this last changeup. That strikeout to end the inning in the top of the 4th inning was what gave Connecticut momentum with their bats, where they scored those 4 runs and took the lead.
So she's able to get a quick drink of water and then ready to go back to work here. First pitch strike to Ava Rios. They check Eden Tesserere, but she's good.
It's important here, Court, that Connecticut's defense puts all those errors behind them and focus on this inning, making the next play, not hanging on to the past, not worried. A curveball spin right there. Wow, for the strikeout of Ava Rios. Look at the way that Grace Weber has come back. Leadoff walk, 4 balls in a row to 3 strikes in a row for the strikeout. Responding, coming right back after that leadoff walk.
For strikeout number 6 on the day for Grace Weber. Mia Victor now. Well, their manager, Brian Glenn, described watching Grace Weber this summer as thrilling. It's been thrilling to watch her pitch the last few weeks.
Type of pitcher that when the pressure is on, doesn't look like she really feels it.
Scooped by Holly Kuhn.
Big second out right there after that leadoff walk. Got that drink of water and has just been pumping strikes ever since that little timeout.
Now Jocelyn Vandenberg up at the plate. She takes a cut at the first pitch. Eden Tesserere is safe.
You'd also never know about Grace Weber that she's the comic relief on the team.
Or that she can solve a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle in 2 days.
You'd never guess that either.
You'd never guess it.
Remember, Vandenberg had that great catch out in center field where she had to come a long way. Ran so hard to just be able to lay out for one, and ball was in the air for a long time. Almost was taking a couple of steps back and then redirected her route to be able to get underneath it and do the Superman chest thing. Don't know what to call it, but she did it.
Yep. We all knew what you meant.
I wish I had a name for that. I just feel like we have a name for everything else.
It was a big way to end that inning for out number 3. Now it's a 2-2 count from Grace Weber to Jocelyn Vandenberg.
Well, that catch was in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And rolls in for ball 3, and it's a full count here with 2 out and a runner on. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming to Jocelyn Vandenberg, the 2nd full count for Grace Weber today. Out to left, Jocelyn Vandenberg is on. Hit number 3 of the day for New York.
It's a great at bat put together by Jocelyn Vandenberg. Struck that ball well and is just able to sneak it past Sparingo, who is playing a little bit off the line, more in that hole. And now New York with a chance with the runner in scoring position, trying to tie up this game.
That's actually going to be an error that allows Jocelyn to reach. Surprised by that one.
And there have been a couple that I've been surprised about, and I've really not said anything, but that one kind of bugs me. That there should be several hits in this game and fewer errors.
Outside, do you swing it?
No.
Oh, is that you missed? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, look for the ball down. Right, you do. You're going to drive this ball. I feel it. Right, nothing high. Stay off the high stuff. Right, so get away. Let's go.
All right, some good advice there from Rich Eaton. Can Emerson Moore make that adjustment? Ball and 1 strike, 2 outs.
Emerson's one of the 2 returning players from last year's team for this New York team.
Well, she has a twin sister, Ella, who just started Little League this year, too. Not on this team, but played on some different teams.
Softball can run in the family. Really, usually does.
Who got you into softball?
My dad. Yeah, signed me up to play. Saw a flyer. I was like, hey, we should do this.
Worked out well.
Swore I'd never do anything after softball, after my playing career ended, and now softball is still all I do.
Yep. Emerson Moore just took it out to center. 1 run across. Make it 2. And she's safe at third.
I can't even keep up with this game. Both teams punching back and forth, and now a 2-out triple to give her team the lead off of the bat of Emerson Moore, the 12-hole, all the way at the bottom of the lineup. Comes up with a great at-bat, as every person who has stepped up in this inning for New York has done, just out of the reach of Riley Fagan-Davis, who is playing pretty shallow. Gave her all on that route she took to that ball, but it was Emerson Moore pushing 2 across and now giving New York the 6-5 lead.
2 across with 2 outs. An emotional roller coaster. This game is wild, back and forth. New York had a 4-run third inning, but then Connecticut answered with 4 runs in the 4th, and now 2 more for New York here in the top of the 5th. And the ladies from Massapequa Park, they are back in front. 6-5 is your score in favor of New York. Buckle up as we recap this one. It started out, Connecticut had a 1-0 lead after the first inning, and then New York put up 4 runs in the 3rd. Connecticut put up 4 runs in the 4th, and now New York has taken the lead back with 2 in the top of this inning.
3 lead changes in this game. Remember who scored first, too. They have done well, the teams that have scored first at the World Series, and that was Connecticut, who scored back in the bottom of the first inning.
The teams that scored first are 7-0 so far. But Connecticut's got some work to do if they want to continue that streak, and it's going to start with Grace Weber. Olivia Feldman still in the circle for New York. It was Alexis Fontana that got the start, but they've used both of them pretty evenly throughout this run to the World Series. And Olivia quickly working ahead.
She quickly gets ahead, and she also works quickly.
Yes. One, two, three. Strikeout.
Olivia Feldman throws with good velocity. Able to bring this curveball in the outside corner. Nice pitch for the strikeout. Third strikeout for Olivia Feldman.
Here's Audrey O'Connell. Sienna Urker getting there, she does. What a hustle play, love it.
Just talked about how that is not an easy play for the catcher whatsoever. That ball is moving. Urker missed one earlier in this game, and now able to come away with a second out. Urker with a great arm back behind the plate. She's a good receiver. Remember, she started playing baseball to start her career.
Sienna Urker's done a good job of handling both of these pitchers, too. Maya Brown. We were told, too, if we had any questions about the Little League rules, we could go to Sienna. She knows them better than the coaches do.
That's right.
She's actually called out a few rules in games just to make sure they're followed.
Nice softball IQ. You got to love that. Her catcher back behind the plate. They call her coach.
And her dream job is to be a D1 softball coach. Popped up into the infield. Olivia Feldman is going to call off her third baseman. 3 up, 3 down. Here come the New York Bats. Well, here's what day 3 of the Little League Softball World Series looks like. We will start the day off with Ohio and California. Now, these are elimination games that we're playing tomorrow. Remember, it's a double elimination tournament, so we will send 4 teams home tomorrow. And then our nightcap, North Carolina, the Southeast team, will take on the Philippines, and that's going to be on ESPN2 at 7 Eastern. We're very excited about that.
Very excited about that because the crowd just last night for Texas versus North Carolina was out of this world. It was absolutely packed here. It was not an extra seat in the house, and now they'll get another game at night under the lights and on ESPN2.
We better go ahead and tell Pitt County Little League, get here early and bring your chair.
Yeah, really early. That's going to be awesome. Watch the Philippines play them, too. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, maybe bring your ice cream. Maybe bring us an extra blow pop there. I like the raspberry kind. Olivia Feldman leading off. Top of the 6th as New York took back the lead in the top of the 5th inning. The winner of this game will play Puerto Rico on Thursday, so they get 2 games off, and that Thursday game is going to be at 6 Eastern on ESPN2. The loser will play Canada tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Going to be a quick turnaround.
That's right. Grace Weber throwing 3 straight balls to Olivia Feldman to start. And just like the last inning, they start with a walk. Now, Connecticut responded very well. Right after that, Grace Weber was able to get a strikeout.
All of our big run-scoring innings have started the leadoff getting on, a couple with the walk.
Here's Sienna Urker, the catcher. Or coach, right?
It's cute. Great picture of her.
Yeah. She's played baseball and softball for most of her career on the diamond. She played baseball like her brothers. Actually passed up a spot this year to grow her softball game, and that team, well, it was last year. That team ended up going to the Little League World Series last year. But hey, she's made up for it. She's at the Little League World Series now for softball. Sienna Urker lifting it to left, but Addie McKenna Hansen grabs it.
It's a great swing by Sienna Urker. Every at bat she's come up and hit the ball hard and doesn't have anything to show for it today. 0 for 3, but has probably hit the ball best. It's on plane with that pitch early, stays on it, good extension toward the left side of the field, and Addie McKenna Hansen able to track it down.
Abigail Long now. You know, New York, if they could get any insurance runs on the board, they would take it the way this game has gone back and forth. No chance of a play. That one skimmed the netting on the way down.
I'm just laughing still that she wants to be a personal injury lawyer. It's because I guess her uncle is one.
Olivia Feldman being told to go. She's in scoring position.
And Marina Cosma is saying, that's on me, that's on me. That ball got away from Emma Bonanno over at first base and go down as an E2 on Cosmas. Important run sitting right there at second base. Right now, Connecticut just down by 1 run. Do not want to let New York get an insurance run on the board.
I'll see what Abby Long can do. 2 balls and a strike. Strike 2 coming in from Grace Weber. Up the middle, Audrey O'Connell shifts over. That allows Olivia Feldman to go to third. Two down, a runner on third for Kylie Longero. Doesn't have a hit today, her third appearance at the plate.
And Kylie's actually also a competitive cheerleader. It's helped her be better at softball because it's given her some pretty strong arms. Her sister also is a cheerleader too and couldn't come to the World Series because of cheer practice, but it's the person that she looks up to the most, her older sister Alyssa.
It hops right past the pitcher, Audrey O'Connell, in time!
Audrey O'Connell was nails in this inning. Back-to-back test hit right at her. None harder than this one. A chopper up the middle, turns to make the throw to keep New York from scoring.
It's worth staying up late for that little guy to watch this game. 3 lead changes. New York, runners in scoring position, 3 for 8. Connecticut, 5 for 10. Now, so far, the team that scores first in the Little League Softball World Series wins, and it was Connecticut who scored first today. So can they walk it off here? 3 outs to work with, and the top of the order up, starting with Sammy Marini.
That's one thing that we haven't had so far, right? We haven't had a walk-off yet, have we?
No, we have not.
So, one thing missing on the bingo card, but New York doesn't want to see that happen.
Either way, these teams aren't done. It's double elimination, and this is the winner's portion of the bracket. But the winner of this game will get a 2-day break. They'll play Puerto Rico on Thursday at 6 p.m. on ESPN2. Into the dirt. Mia Victor. It pulled her just far enough over to second base, but it's going to allow Sammy Marini at first.
It is so close at first base, but Sammy Marini hustled down the line. She has speed, was going to do whatever it took as a leadoff hitter to reach first base safely. Good hustle by Marini. Remember, she started out this game with a leadoff walk and scored the first run of the game. Yeah, you're seeing Coach Glenn there asking the home plate umpire, I think, about the flash photography happening back behind the plate. You may have noticed it, like I did, that a couple of flashes that were happening as the pitch crosses the plate. We don't like to see that distraction.
Now, Marina Cosmas, she walked in the fourth. She was 2 for 3 yesterday against Italy.
And it's so hard. We've seen a lot of steals at the World Series, but it's hard to want to put Sammy Marini in motion because of the arm that Sienna Urker has back behind the plate, although she did steal back in the first.
Cosmas got underneath it. Out to center, Jocelyn Vandenberg again. Her name is called, and she delivers one away.
And now with an out, it kind of maybe forces Coach Glenn's hand a little bit to try to move Marini into scoring position. She has speed. Important to get her to second base. You increase that chance of scoring.
She already has a stolen base in this game. Riley Fagan-Davis.
Now we get to the two returners with Riley Fagan-Davis and Emily Sparingo. A couple of veterans on this team had really good hits back in the bottom of the fourth inning whenever Connecticut scored those 4 runs.
Well, if they can get to Emily Sparingo, she's had an RBI in both of her at-bats today.
Look at her just visualizing in the dugout right now, her AB.
Back to the pitcher, Olivia Feldman. That moves the runner. So the tying run at second, Emily Sparingo coming to the plate.
Athletic play by Olivia Feldman. Remember, she started the game at shortstop, can field her position well. For her to knock that ball down and get an out was critical in this inning to get that second out.
Didn't get one? Were you going to throw the second if we didn't get one? All right, hey, we're looking for outs here. Infield, keep the ball in front of you, right? If we got to block it, get down on your knee. Just don't let that run score. And if it does, we just get up and hit and score more runs, right? All right, let's go. What do you want to say? Defense. All right, let's go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Defense. Go get him. Go get him.
Yeah, Olivia Feldman made the correct choice there, I think, to go to first base after she knocked that ball down. You could look back and think, hey, she knocked it down, could have potentially thrown to second. But Sammy Marini has a lot of speed. That was probably in the back of her mind, and also your heart. Brain is going so fast. Just important to get that second out at first.
Now, Emily Sparingo, can she tie this game? She has had an RBI in the first inning and the fourth. Oh, and a great save by Mia Victor. She had to lay out to keep that ball from going out to the outfield.
Yeah, and Jocelyn Vandenberg was right there to back up too. So good effort by Victor. But if that would have gotten behind her, I know Vandenberg was there.
They're going to walk Emily Sparingo. So they intentionally walk Emily Sparingo. That puts 2 on.
Also, the game-winning run. They just walked, put it first base.
And it brings you to Danny Katansky, who grounded out and then struck out in this game.
I do think, though, Court, that was a good decision to intentionally walk Sparingo with the day that she's had, a couple of RBIs and clutch.
Danny gets jammed, and diving in is Abby Long to seal it for New York. First game of the World Series for New York, and it's a thriller. They survive in the winner's portion of the bracket, 6-5.
Just hit off the end of the bat to Abby Long over at first base, who comes in to get out. She's playing pretty deep. Pumped to make that last out. What a game for this New York team. A back-and-forth game. It wasn't easy at all. This is probably the best game that we've seen, and New York comes away with a one-run win.
So we will see New York the next time on Thursday. That'll be on ESPN. They'll take on Puerto Rico. Meanwhile, we'll see Connecticut tomorrow facing Canada in an elimination game. Our coverage continues tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern here on ESPN+. But a thriller to end day 2 at the World Series, 6-5. It goes to New York.